Hello, dear students. Welcome to the class of Health and Physical Education, Unit 6, Physical Activity and Leadership Training. And today's topic, which we are going to learn, that is adventure sports. In that, we are having two topics we are going to cover, that is rock climbing and surfing. So, we are going to learn one by one. This is the image of the rock climbing. Now, what does the rock climbing means? It is such an activity wherein the one who participates has to climb up the rock on the different side of the artificial rocks, and the climber is required to reach the top of the rock through a definite route without falling down and then come back safely. Actually, when they used to go up at the apex and when they return come to the base position safely, it has been considered as rock climbing, where it has been also been seen that we are having a rock climbing and there is an artificial rocks are also there, through which the rock climbing same procedure is been applicable. So rock climbing is one of the dangerous sports activities which requires lots of mental control, flexibility, alertness, power, coordination, reaction ability, rhythm, everything has been required. So the associate participant remains on the base till the climbing is over. The associate means the helper of the participant will remain, or the mentor or the coach or the guide, they used to remain at the base till the climbing is over. By the way, the person is judged in controlling of his strength, speed, endurance, balance, coordinative ability and mental development. By this way, what happens that you can have a good control on his strength, on the speed, on endurance and balance, coordinative ability. The main risk of rock climbing is falling from the height and get wounded or scratch on the body. After all, it also may be possible to get a permanent injury to the tendons, ligaments and the body outer surface by applying the maximum force on the body or by using the muscles excessively. So whenever the person who is performing the rock climbing, due to excessive push or pull of the muscle, there is lots of chances of getting the injuries of the muscle tendons, of the ligaments, of the outer surface of the by the applying the maximum force. So here it is been possible that the injuries chances are more. So the goal, what is the goal of this rock climbing? The goal is to reach at the apex of the summit and then return back to the base position safely without falling. So competitions are also being organized in the rock climbing. These competitions have the objective either to complete the prefixed route in the minimum time or to attain the farthest point or the difficult route. So here there are the different types of climbing. There are two types of climbing. There are different types of climbing like aid climbing. Aid means to help climbing, with the help of we used to climb. Then free climbing, then trad climbing or traditional climbing, then sports climbing and top rope climbing, and free soling and bouldering. These are the types of rock climbing. Clear? So such types of questions are being asked that in a question that what does the bouldering means and where it is, in which of the adventure sports it is been applicable. So it is been your answer will be it is been applicable in the rock climbing. It is one of the type of rock climbing. We are having traditional climbing, sports climbing, top rope climbing, free soling and bouldering. These are the types of climbing. Now what are the materials and equipments which are being required as a safety measure for the rock climbing? Because here we are having that rope, we are having harness, we are having rubber sole shoes because it is compulsory so that we can get a grip, suitable cloth which is more comfortable, that so that you can move your arms and legs. The helmet is must, helmet is compulsory because many times whenever the person or the individual who is performing the rock climbing, in that the chances of rock falling from the top is more, so the chances of that the injuries will be there. So helmet is must so that they can keep their head safe. Then we are having finger tape, then holding equipments, then can bearers, then belaying gloves, net, chalk bags. Chalk bag is very much essential because they again and again you can see in the picture. I will show you in the picture. The hanging here on the back side of this girl, there is a chalk bag which is essential so that they can again they can use the chalk, the powder actually they can use the powder so that their hands may not slip while taking the grip. So it is must. Then anchors are there, then daisy chains, slings, nut, iron nuts, hexa, hammer. You can see here in the picture all types of equipment which are being required. There is a harness, there is a water bottle, there are the other equipments, the safety gears are also being there. Then anchors, hexa, shoes, rubber shoes, then can bearer, finger tape. So these are the things which are being used for this rock climbing. These are the materials. Then what are the safety measures? Safety measures for the rock climbing: to be physically and mentally fit for the climbing. It is the spelling, you can make the correction in the spelling. It is FIR. It has been written while typing the mistake. It is the person must be physically and mentally fit for the climbing. Then it has been given the body should be fully warmed up before climbing to avoid the injuries, because it is very must that the person before doing any of the sports activity, the person must have a at least body warm up, so that it helps us in overcoming from the various injuries, to overcome from the injuries or to prevention of injuries. Then the knot should be checked again and again, because if the knots is not being tied properly, and if in case if the knot used to open, the chances of falling down or injuries will be more. While climbing a rock, always wear a helmet because it protects your head from falling rocks. Use the helmet in climbing. Head injuries are life threatening. Check the ropes and properly tied with the nuts, and the daisy chains are properly attached. The rope should be enough in length. It should be long in length, because we need to have a long rope, so that it depends upon the types of rock which you are climbing, and it should be the length of the rope should be longer. While belaying, always pay attention to the leader, whatever follow the instruction given by the guide or the leader. Then if you are leading the group, then be sure that the rope should be in your own leg, not in between. Here it is been very that the rope should be in your the rope should be in on your leg and not in between your leg, because the chances of that the rope is going to tie up in between, and the chances of injuries will be more. So before climb, make sure that you bring the enough gears. All the types of gears which are been required for the rock climbing is must. Check your knots and harness, buckle, belay frequently, again and again. When you are climbing a little bit, again you check your knot, check your harness, your buckles, and then after belay frequently. Then take some time with each step. Then avoid tendency of relay complete on hand and arms and leg to trust your feet. That means that you need to trust your arms, you need to trust your feet, as well as the rope also you need to trust. The precautions should be also been taken while coming down. Whenever you are coming down again back to the base, it is very much essential that you need to take the precautions, because you need to come down safely. Check all the equipment properly before climbing is one of the also the point which has been given here. So these are the safety measures for the rock climbing. I hope so that rock climbing is clear. Those who are having any doubts, they can comment. Okay. Then next we are having the sports, adventure sport, that is surfing. You can see that the surfer used to surf on the board. We are having a surfing board, because these surfing boards are of different in size and shape. So we are going to learn related to surfing. The surfing is a surface water sports in which the wave rider referred to as a surfer. The wave rider is known as a surfer who used to surf on the board, and it depends upon the, you can see that there is a surface water sports. So it depends upon the depth of the water, the waves. It depends upon the waves. The rides on the forward and deep faces on moving waves. Usually it is usually carrying the surfer towards the shore. The waves suitable for the surfing are primarily found in the oceans, but can also be found in the lakes or in the rivers in the form of the standing waves. So these surfing is an exciting water sports which a person used to ride the waves. Now the people, you may find out that it is in what is now as a considered in Hawaii, where you can find out that surfing was been done before 1492 actually, before the Christopher Columbus has sailed the New World. Now, this surfing is nowadays has been more popular in the various countries like Australia, Brazil, France, Indonesia, Japan, Portugal, Peru, South Africa, and United States. So, this surfing is been also applicable. It is been most popular in many of the countries. So here the term surfing refers to the act of riding on the wave. So here what surfing means, you need to ride on the waves regardless of the whether the wave is ridden with a board or without a board also, and regardless of the stance used. The modern day definition of the surfing, however, most often refers to the surfers riding a wave standing upon a surfboard. So here the mostly when we are talking about the surfing means what, surfer used to ride on the wave standing upon the surfboard. This is also referred to as stand-up surfing. It is been considered as stand-up surfing, as we have seen in the picture. This is a pose. This is a correct pose of the surfing, stand-up surfing. So surfing, surfer used to lie, then he used to kneel, sit or stand on the board. Different types of surfing can be done. Either you sit on the board, you can stand, or you can kneel, or you can lie down on the surface on the surfboard. Then afterward you sit and in a kayak or a cone. Then you can find out this surfing board used to be in previous time, the ancient Hawaiian, they used to surf the wooden boards were been of 18 feet. The surfing board were of 18 feet, and that is 5.5 meter long. And today's surfing board are being made up of lightweight plastic called polyethylene foam wrapped with a fiberglass sealed with a resin. So we are having a polyethylene, that is a foam is you may find out this foam which are being used for preparation of this surfing boards. Nowadays these surfing boards under the 7 feet, that is 2 meter in length, are also called as a short board, whereas those of 7 feet and over are called as a long board. And short boards are more popular today, as the typical short boards are of 6 to 7 feet, that is 2 meter and less than 2 meter, and about 20 inches wide. That is how much? 20 inches wide, that is 51 centimeter wide, and about 2.5 inch of the thickness. How much thickness? 2.5 inches of thickness. Wide is how much? 20-inch wider, and 2 meter, less than 2 meter is the length of this surfboard. So they also weight nearby 2.7 to 3.6 kilograms. So these are the description of the given of the surfing board. Now there are the various materials and the equipment which are being required. We are having like surfboard, longboard, standing paddle board, earplug, surf wax, swimming suit must compulsory, and then wet swim. So these all things are the material which are being required for the surfing. So you have the less experienced surfer tends to stand on the center of the and maintain the better control. You have seen the surfing when they used to surf. I have posted in the primary first picture, in that you can have this a skilled surfer. A skilled surfer, they are having the 360-degree turn. You can see here the skilled surfer, they can surf well, and they can have a 360-degree complete circular turn on the face of the wave. As according to the wave they used to turn. So there is a total 360-degree turn. This has been possible only when they are having a skilled, when there are other skilled surfer, then when they are know that how to move in the water or in the waves. So these are the types, these are the surfing. Now what are the benefits of surfing? There are the various benefits of surfing, that it helps us in development of the legs. Then we are having that it improves our heart, that is cardiovascular fitness. It improves the heart strength, heart muscles. Then shoulder and back are also being strengthened. To spend time outdoor and enjoy the natural environment, a good outlet for the stress and tension. The person, those who are having stress and tension, it is good for them. Now, there are the various safety measures which a person must follow when they are going for the surfing. These safety measures are being given here, like don't go for surfing in a bad weather. Either it is a storm, if the wind pressure is more, avoid the surfing in such types of weather, because it is very much difficult to surf and the chances of death is more, or to be drowsed in water is more. So do not surf when in a bad weather or in storm. The beginner should start on the slow tide and under the guidance of the expert. Always the beginner, they should start with a low tide or slow tide under the guidance of the expert. Then always surf on those places which are checked by the lifesavers or the lifeguards. So there are the different marks are being put that where you need to surf. You don't know to go beyond that area or that water area, because the chances of injuries or chances of death will be more. So it is very much essential that whatever the guidance are being given, or always be in front, be in the eyes of the lifesaver or the lifeguard, so that they can save you in case of any of the difficulty or are having any problem while surfing. Then surf between the red and the yellow flags. So these are the tags are being given that you need to surf between these areas only. If you and obey the sign, don't surf or swim after the meal, because if you have taken the meal and if you choose to surf afterward, then the chances of vomiting will be there. So that's why don't surf or swim after meal. Use a good quality of surfboard and gear so that it may help you in having a good surfing. Surf after the complete knowledge of water. After you are having a complete knowledge of water, surf after that only. Because if you are not having the knowledge of water, that how much deep the water may be, then until and unless you get the knowledge of the particular water, don't go for surfing. Never run or dive in the water, because we don't know the depth of the water, how much deep it is. So never run or dive in the water. Don't swim under the influence of the alcohol or drugs. The person, those who are have drunk, those who have taken the alcohol or drugs, if they used to swim, then the chances of getting drowsy or death will be more. If you have any problem in the water, then don't panic. Raise your hand for the help. Swim on the water and wait for the help. These are the safety measures are being given. Other safety measures are also being given here, that don't attempt to surf when under the influence of the drug or alcohol. It is already been discussed. If you are unsure or surf condition, ask the lifesaver or the lifeguard. Never run or dive. Again, it is being given. If you get in a trouble in the water, don't panic. Just raise your hand and wait for the help. Float on the water for the help. Float for the current or undertow. Stay calm. Don't try to swim against it. Signal for the help and the wait for the assistance. So these are the safety measures which are being given for the surfing. So you can prepare the notes, because such types of questions are being asked in the short note. That write a short note on surfing, write a short note on rock climbing. What are the safety measures which are being used for surfing? So you must be able to write down. So it is better that you may prepare the notes with the help of these points. Even though in your textbook a little bit different points are being given, you can take the help of your textbook and you can also prepare from that. If you are having any doubts, you can ask, you can comment. From my side today this much. Thank you.